Hi, I'm Lenny from B&H, and today I would like to talk about the Nikon Coolpix P500 with a 36 times zoom, the most zoom available in a point-and-shoot camera today. To capture images and full 1080 HD videos, Nikon included a 12 megapixel back illuminated CMOS sensor sensitive up to 3200 ISO. The major feature of this super zoom P500 is the Nikkor 36 times wide optical zoom EDVR lens with a 35mm equivalent focal length of 22.5 to 810mm. But when you pick up the Coolpix P500, you know Nikon wanted this camera to do almost everything you could ask a camera to do, not just super zoom. The P500 covers all bases with a 22.5mm super wide angle featuring macro focusing at less than a ½ inch minimum distance to get you details in small jewelry, as well as one of the longest telephotos to capture an object almost a mile away. The P500 features a high-resolution 921,000 dot 3-inch articulated screen that will allow you to shoot above the crowd at a parade or on the ground to get an unusual angle. The VR 5-way vibration reduction stabilizer with the Nikkor lens makes the Nikon P500 an effective general shooting as well as super zoom camera. The P500 will make sure you get a properly exposed photo using the auto mode. The auto scene selection mode will choose 15 different scene modes depending on the condition it detects. If you want to give the P500 more direction, you can choose a specific scene mode. For high dynamic range and low light conditions, for example, you use night landscape. For a very effective panorama, you go to panorama mode to capture up to a 360-degree shot. Nikon also gives you the classic PASM mode selections ranging from program to total manual control. The Coolpix P500 offers 1080 HD video with stereo sound, allowing you to shoot stills during video capture without stopping the video. Check out the dedicated red button on the back of your camera. You can see you have a choice of 2 video settings, HD for high definition or HS for high speed. To program the HD choices, just go to the Movie Options section of the menu, and you can see movie options from VGA, iframe, 720p, and 2 qualities of 1080 HD. To program the HS movie options, go to the HS movie options of the menus and choose from 15, 60, 120, and 240 frames per second. For high-speed continuous shooting, the P500 has more options. In fact, this Coolpix camera has a dedicated drive mode button on top of the camera. It's important to know you need to be in the PASM modes to use these drive modes. Now here you can set the P500 to shoot various continuous shooting sequences, including a pre-shooting cache, which is a very effective mode for sports shooting and will get you 5 frames before you press the shutter button. Another useful mode available in the continuous shooting section is interval shooting for time-lapse photography. This will allow you to see up to 5 hours reduced to a few seconds. Of course, with a camera like the P500, the ability to use the super zoom and get a sharp, properly exposed photo is critical. To help you get a steadier zoom, Nikon has added another zoom control on the left side of the camera lens. You can program this control bar to zoom in or out, to control manual focus, or to utilize snapback for the zoom. Now, snapback is a helpful feature. When you are very zoomed in and you want to get reoriented, you press the control toward W, and snapback will go wide really fast so that you can see the surrounding area. And then you press the control toward T, and it zooms back into where you were before. It's important to note that the snapback doesn't work when you're shooting video. While I was using the P500 at maximum zoom, I noticed the exposure can easily get thrown off, especially if the subject is surrounded by sky. For this reason, spot metering is a good idea. Then, as I was experimenting, I thought, to ensure a great exposure, bracketing could really help. So I went into the menu and chose plus or minus 0.3 bracket. Basically, this means that the camera will shoot 3 pictures every time you press the shutter. The exposures are about a ½ second apart and a third of a stop apart. But in the full zoom zone, I noticed it was difficult to keep the camera aimed on the subject. The first exposure showed the original composition, but the second one drifted and the third was way off. My conclusion from this experiment is that it's really necessary to use a tripod if you want to use the bracketing mode or any continuous shooting mode, including video capture, when you're at the long end of the zoom. Now for time-lapse photography, if you can plug the camera in, it's a good idea to get an AC adapter, or at least get an extra camera battery. The Nikon Coolpix P500 is a feature-filled super zoom camera that offers one of the widest angles and the longest zoom of any super zoom camera with good photo and video quality. For more information on the Nikon Coolpix P500, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City superstore. This is Letty, and thanks for watching.